what you've done.
Mm-hmm. Are there techniques for anti-aging that aren't surgical that you could recommend? Like, does Botox work? Do fillers work? Are there lasers that can resurface skin? Like, does anything...
Hello and welcome to the Carburetor channel. I'm going to watch a new video put up by Mikhaila Peterson. From the title, it sounds like something I'd like to comment on. That's not the video on the screen there. The reason I don't have the video up yet is because I have not watched a single second of it. I only saw the title yesterday. I want to give you my real-time reaction. I do that a lot because I find it just much better for me and the audience. The topic of her video was her 5-year anniversary of being on the carnivore diet. That would be 2017, right in there, right around just before the time her father went on the Joe Rogan show and put this diet on the charts with the large viewership. That's how all this business got started. And I do mean business. That's about around the time when a lot of people went on this diet. No one was on this diet 6 years ago. Try to find a video about the carnivore diet from 6 years back. There's a clip where she even admits this diet's really new.
The carnivore diet is ridiculously new, and the anecdotal reports are insane. Like, you have people who lost a bunch of weight, are off all of their medications, and have a disease that was incurable in remission. You hear anecdotes with people who go on the vegan diet too, and they're suddenly in remission.
But yesterday I did go to the video just to leave a comment because I already had a comment on the title. And while I was down there, I saw some comments that bothered me, and that's what this video is about. By the way, I got a follow-up video about the video itself, her anniversary. Some of the comments under this video were, she seems to be getting more and more attractive. The diet is doing wonders for us. Notice, these emotionally biased people are going to want to see that. That's total bias. But if you're being objective, you really can't just equate the way someone looks to their diet, especially if it's a female. And I'll go more into detail once we're watching the video. And this is why I don't have the video on the screen yet. I have not watched a bit of this video, and that puts me in a good position of seeing if I'm right about my prediction that the reason she looks more attractive in this video, I know her as someone who uses a lot of makeup, at least in the past. She just cakes it on. And so I figure if she's looking better, it's because she's advancing in her makeup skills. There was another comment that was important. Now remember, this is before I'd seen the video, so I can't really be sure what people are referring to something. So someone wrote, "You're so attractive, you don't need makeup?" And that got me thinking, oh, is she claiming to not be wearing makeup in this video? No, I don't think so. My theory is she is wearing makeup, and it just looks better, or possibly there's better lighting. And the person was probably reacting to how good she looks or how good her makeup is. We're going to see if my theory is correct. Is she wearing makeup? And does the makeup look more natural now? Often to the point where people don't think she's wearing makeup.
Also, you don't really need a kitchen with an air fryer. You could kind of stay in a hotel and use an air fryer. You have to be a little sneaky because it can get kind of smoky, so it's better to get a hotel where you can cook outside of the room with a little patio.
Coming up.
Hotel, patio, air fryer, suitcase full of meat. Girls got to do what a girl's got to do to not have arthritis. BetterFedBeef.com, code MP for 25% off your order.
Like I said, it's business. Wow, I was just saying that about that new kid in the carnivore community. He is just really setting up a business here after just months of being in the community. This diet is one big grift.
Hey there, I'm Mikhaila Peterson. Welcome to my channel. You guys may have noticed that I look slightly different.
Yep, I was just going to find a place to pause to comment on the way she looks. Yes, the first thing I noticed, see, she's just doing a better job. That's just what I thought it was going to be. You can't just say, you can't be sure about if a woman's natural look, her face is changing due to her diet or something else, because what you're seeing is makeup. She's just wearing makeup differently and also different hair. Her hair is much different now. Yeah, compared with her older look where the makeup was so obvious. See, the better way to use makeup, and I've heard this from women long time ago, the way to wear makeup is to make it look like you're not wearing makeup. But make no mistake, simps, she's still wearing makeup. Makeup can be used in a way to make it look like you're not wearing makeup. An example is everything on TV. Like all the dramas and sitcoms, every one of them is wearing makeup, including the men and the kids. And that has something to do with they wouldn't look right on camera. And of course, with men and kids, you don't want them looking like they're wearing makeup. It's to create the natural look. Also, you want to keep in mind, she is in her 20s, people. Now let's see what she's going to say about it.
Noticed that I look slightly different. It's because I fixed the focal length on my camera,
Oh, yeah, some people mention the camera.
and now I look less like a fish.
So she's talking about some kind of curve. And yeah, that's why my room looks like a small storage space, curved lens. But that's not all people were commenting on. People are noticing the different makeup, and she has different hair. So, are Mikhaila's fans so stupid? Or are men in general so naive? And stupid. It's got to be stupid. Both. Are they so stupid and naive to be so affected by the makeup making her look so good that they think it's her that looks good and she doesn't need the makeup that she's wearing? I've seen this before. Underestimating just how effective makeup is and how it can change a person's looks. And these days, makeup can be just the tip of the iceberg.
I get botox. It's literally a toxin that freezes your muscle a bit, so I wouldn't say it's something to do that's healthy, but I started getting it right here when I was 23. But I mean, I'm 30 now, so yeah, I get botox, and it doesn't flare up my autoimmunity, so I'm happy with it.
What you've done.
So what's the difference between that and now? Like, how come there are so many older celebrities that are in their 60s that look absolutely fantastic and they don't look like they have any scars or people?
Some of them are long-term vegans, like Christy Brinkley, who is over 60 now.
Are there techniques for anti-aging that aren't surgical that you could recommend? Like, does Botox work? Do fillers work? Are there lasers that can resurface skin? Like, does anything else work? This is what I actually look like. Anyway, I'm coming up on 5.
Now see, what's going on here is she's not claiming she looks better. So for all those carnivores who are equating Mikhaila looking good with being healthy and saying it's the diet, well, let's take a look at what her father looks like this year, who's been doing the same diet for the same amount of time. Now, I just got this picture a few days ago. And it's kind of unfair because it's one of those occasions where he is getting emotional, which he does a lot at little things. But when people get emotional, tear up, they do not get beet red. But here, I guess that's normal for carnivores because this is like a deeper shade of the redness they already have. And that just reminded me to check his age, because you have to do that before you start criticizing somebody. Unlike all the people who are criticizing me, they do it without knowing how old I am. And funny thing is, they think I'm an age that's not much older than I am. And you know they're exaggerating to try to insult me. And that's the reason I didn't put my face in this video, because I don't want that to happen with this video and interfere. So, look at this. Now, some people will just say, oh, that's not so bad for 60. Those are the biased people who say that. This is only 6 years older than me. This guy looks 20 years older than me. He is super wrinkled and saggy, while I'm barely wrinkled and saggy. Just slightly. But her simps in the comments, she seems to be getting more and more attractive. The diet is doing wonders. See, they will go out on the ledge for her. Instead of her doing it, they're doing it. You may have noticed this, that no matter how outlandish a YouTuber is, their followers are worse. So now that we've been through that, let's take a look at some more comments under Mikhaila's video. Look at this one. Congrats on 5 years of being healthy. A bit off topic, but can we get a makeup tutorial? You look stunning. Mikhaila, I love the color of your hair and makeup. You are looking absolutely great, and I know these diets work. This has inspired me to take the step on the carnivore diet. Day 3 is almost done. And look at this, look at this. Never heard anything quite like this. The way this person puts this is a little different. My hunger is almost non-existent. I heard media or people saying you were dangerous. Yeah, for talking about your diet. That's absolutely ludicrous. Yeah, if someone finds what works for them, misspelled the word works, well, we vegans know that because we're always hearing this kind of fraudulent thinking. It works for them. Lobotomies work for some people. Go for it, dude. then it would help other people. No, she is a unique person, unique problem, and the help is still not known long term. Even Mikhaila acknowledges that.
I don't know actually about the sort of long-term. Has there been much research into the
There
long-term effect of?
There hasn't been any, which is the issue. Like the carnivore diet is ridiculously new.
They truly treat us as idiots who can't make smart decisions on our own. Right. Take an IQ test, dude. Just noticed, with this video, I'm starting to like Mikhaila. I'm really liking her honesty. And there's more coming up in this last segment. I was just laughing, just having a great time here. I was searching for something else. I found this. Here she's about to talk about simps. This fits into my video. We can end with this.
Wow. That might have been the best definition of a simp that I've heard.
Thank you.
That was, yeah. I always thought that totally makes sense too. I always thought it was kind of a man who's probably more agreeable and is being nice out of guilt or something, but you think it's just a direct transaction. It's do things nice to receive sex, basically.
Yes, it's Machiavellian.
That's creepier.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's Machiavellian nature. And I think the term actually is very related to the sneaky fucker syndrome. So this is used to describe, fish and specific animals in the animal kingdom that are not able to cut it. So they're not able to reproduce with females of that specific species. So they'll look for very sneaky ways to impregnate the species. So male goby fish, the ones that are smaller are not able to reproduce, to fertilize eggs. So the smaller ones will either hide or disguise themselves as females.
Well, that reminds me of, I think, the 90s, when there was this trend of men wearing pink shirts. Yeah, that only lasted a couple of years. I guess it didn't work. Well, of course it didn't work. Well, it'll work on the left brain. Those shirts will get you right into the friend zone.
So the smaller ones will either hide or disguise themselves as females. And when the males are away, they'll sneakily fertilize the eggs.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. How does that kind of thing even evolve? It's not like these fish can think, right? They're not like, I better decide I'm a female now.
Yeah, animals can't think the way humans can. Found a new term for that. Fitting term. Human supremacist. Also, another term could be human chauvinist. That I just made that up. Even though I never liked that word. I always hated that word. But there's this natural tendency. I bet even animals are supremacists. I think it's just natural to think you're better or above others. That's the reason we have it so much.
I never actually thought about that kind of behavior of like a simp as Machiavellianist. So you suggested that there's like danger there-ish?
Mm-hmm. In a sense, in order to receive something in return, which is sex or beyond a base desire to have sex.
This is why I don't trust agreeable men.
Wow, she said it. Right, there you go. Vegan gains. Learn something from Mikhaila Peterson. This is why you got all that poo stuff. Teaching men to not be agreeable. Don't always be there supporting. Just cater to everything she wants.
What? Even in Jeffrey's fantasy, his dream girl leaves him. He can't even imagine in total fantasy that any girl would continue to be in love and so sexually turned on by him. That's because he does everything wrong that we're going to cover in this video. Adonis navigates his relationship in the most ideal way. Let's see how Adonis is with his woman. That's interesting. They don't really seem to talk to each other that much. He's just in a separate room working out and working on his business. He seems so focused on his craft, and yet his woman...
No girl on earth would get...
The fuck? Does he think, like, you don't have to spend time with your partner?
That's not what he said. Richard is reading into the video.
Or, like, that you'd want to spend time with your partner? Like, what? I just... He doesn't want to spend time with his girlfriend, and...
That's not what the message was. The guy is just not spending all his time and focus on her. He's in another room doing his business. That's an attractive look. And look, here's Vegan Gaines in another room doing his business. What little of it there is.
She doesn't want to spend time with him either.
That's not the look in her eyes. Why is Vegan Gains in Three Ridge so grossly misinterpreting this video? And in the comments under the video are all agreeing with them too. And they're all wrong.
They wouldn't even get close to them if they would work out, not pay any attention to the girl, and focus on a business which doesn't exist in nature.
No shit. Like, it's hilarious. Every time Sfarage reacts to these fucking red pill douchebags, I actually fucking agree with him. It's like literally the only thing he ever gets right.
Maybe it's a joke. I don't know what this video is really about.
Okay, there he is. He's going out towards her now. Whoa, that's so cute. Instead of just walking in there and just talking to her like she's his friend, he's just went up and picked her up straight away, and there's so much sexual chemistry. He's doing something so different from the rest of us.
Is this guy insane? Like, he's genuinely insane. Don't give your girlfriend any attention, and then, yeah, she'll just have sex with you, like, right when you want it, without even talking to her.
Isn't everyone familiar with the old saying, playing hard to get? And abstinence makes the heart grow fonder. Maybe you gotta be over 40 to know these old great sayings that you hardly ever hear anymore. And when I call Vegan Gains a simp, I'm using the definition simple-mindedness, which he mostly just uses when he wants to oppose a person.